walking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like man clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty and a whole lot of vagina. Eat a pizza with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube, make it chip like the winter do.
See me with the crew, I gotta get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move, make a move.
Started. Please don't get me started. Started. Please don't get me.
What up, y'all? State on Money, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, man. If you hear that thing blowing in the background, that's the fan. I got the fan pumping, man. You know, I'm gonna be real with y'all. You know, my thermostat been out, my central air been out for like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? It's Monday while I'm making this. We waiting on them people to come fix this bitch right now. You know what I'm saying? This shit stopped working Friday after management left. It wasn't no emergency people to call or none of that shit, man. Me and my son just been thugging, man, in the living room. Chilling in the living room because it's the coolest place in the house. Upstairs is Africa. Downstairs is tolerable. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear that, that's what that is. You feel me? But I got another Rikers Island story for y'all, man. Now I want to talk about the rivalry slash the brotherhood of Courtlandt Avenue and Forest Projects. Forest Projects. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because two of the closest people who I consider to be brothers while I was on Rikers Island were two brothers that go by the name of Gizzy, aka Gizzy Blood, and rest in peace, rest in paradise to my brother VC, Vicente Quiones, both from Forest Projects. And I want to explain to y'all how the brotherhood happened, right? Because we in Marthree-Low, I get there, you know, it's me, T-Roy. This is probably right before, you know, like 2G's, aka Lenny Guns, pulls up. Kind of right before King Goonie pulled up. Kind of right before Floyd pulled up. Before was the big team that was, you know, like me, Bow Wow, L Boogie, Drewski, T-Roy, PJ, Floyd, King Goonie, 2G's, and a couple extra people. It initially began to form between me, T-Roy, Gizzy Blood pulled up. Shortly after, from a totally separate case, VC pulled up, and they just happened to be best friends. Now, this also was like right before Bow Wow pulled up. So initially it's just me and T-Roy, the only two people from Courtlandt. We in Marthree-Low together, boom, we doing our thing, thug thistle. And then I see this short, initially quiet and very observant, dark-skinned kid with waves pull up to the Marge, right? And he just quiet. He don't look like scared, but you know, like he's small, he's short, and he quiet, and he just observant. And I always been an observant person too, and I could tell the type of person somebody is by their movements. And I'm looking at this dude, short, dark-skinned kid, and I'm like, have I seen him somewhere before? He got to be from the Bronx. I know I've seen him somewhere. So me and this dude, we get to talking, we get familiar, and come to find out, this is Gizzy, right? Who I might have seen in passing. Walking through the Bronx, because you know, Forest Projects and the Browns, my building, and you know, Courtlandt Avenue, these are all places that are maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes walking distance, you know. Forest Avenue and Forest Projects and Teller Avenue and everything in between and close. You know, there was spots that we like to mob to around 163rd and 3rd, and that'd be very close to Forest Projects. The thing about Forest Projects is somehow, some way, being young, growing up in the neighborhoods we lived in, Forest and where I come from, they had static that was kind of like inherited. Because, you know, growing up, we never personally had no issues with nobody from Forest Projects, like at all. But for some reason, it just was static. Like, if we ran into them, you know what I mean? They might do something to us. We might do something to them. And this is like early on. This was like when dudes was just mobbing and fighting. Maybe somebody pull out a knife. This is before people started like playing with guns. But I just remember that it used to kind of be like that. But then it was different because me and Debonair, Smooth Killer, who's my co-D, he had family in Forest Projects. So it'd often be times where we'll go to Forest Projects and Debonair know a couple people, we be cool, we be over there, you know what I'm saying, fucking with a couple bitches, you know, things like that. And we ain't never get into no issues. You know, so me personally, and you know, people like Deb and other people who we was going to Forest with, we ain't had no issues with Forest. But we always knew it kind of was tension, you know, like it never happened to us, like me and my main clique of people, but it'd be other people from the block who they'll be coming home and they'll say, yo, Forest niggas try to stab us. Or, you know, they chased us down the hill. Because, you know, there's like a hill kind of, like, it's like a hill kind of thing. Like, when you walking from, like, our territory and you going towards Forest Projects, maybe you trying to go past Forest Projects, you know, like, it's like a hill, you know what I'm saying? Where the, I want to say the 6 bus? It's the 6 bus or another bus. But anyways, we're in Martha Low. I get familiar with Gizzy, right? Right? We realize we from Forest. We like, yo, listen, all that Forest versus Courtlandt, Forest versus Brown building shit, that shit ain't nothing, you know what I mean? We all in this shit together, you know? We all from the same area of the Bronx. We gonna hold each other down. So we start getting familiar, you know, we eating together, stuff like that. Then VC comes. VC comes, and then I'm like, hey, if that's your mans, that's my mans. So now we cool like that. We lit. We lit, you know what I'm saying? And from then on, it was always just love between Courtlandt and Forest, at least within Rikers Island. I don't know what's going on with Forest and, you know what I mean, with the younger dudes from my side and their side. I haven't heard any issues, you know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't no issues from after jail, the unity probably started at that time, you know. Courtlandt was real strong. Courtlandt was and is real strong in jail. Like, we can be perfectly honest. Courtlandt is cool with certain other areas, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially, you know, like, we was cool with, like, Jackson Ave at the time and you know, Lyman, Lombard, a couple other places at the time. And other than that, no one else really wanted static with Courtlandt. Nobody else really wanted static with Courtlandt, you know what I'm saying? Like, Courtlandt, it was just too many of us. There's a lot of us. It was always a bunch of niggas going to jail. It was always like that, you know? But I just remember the dudes from the Bronx who I was the closest with was my boys from Forest, and anybody else who came from Forest, whether I was around Gizzy and VC or not, I always made sure that they was good. I always made sure that at least I would vouch for them, you know? Nobody from Forest ever did bad around me, no matter where I was at, you know, during my tenure on Rikers Island, you know what I'm saying? And I just remember the dudes who I trusted the most and I trusted with my life was Gizzy, VC, and anyone else who I met who was from Forest Projects that they could vouch for, you know. And from that point on, we was just doing a lot, you know what I'm saying? Smoking shit together, you know what I'm saying? You know, putting hands and feet on people, I remember I got a story from way back when, where I didn't necessarily want to hurt this specific person from the Bronx, but due to politics, you know what I'm saying, I had to do something to him. And the person who was with me, when we had to do a certain type of situation, Gizzy was with me, you know what I'm saying? And we was talking about it. We was like, yo, listen, he from the Bronx. We don't necessarily want to do this to him, but, you know, he's not going with the status quo, you know what I'm saying? And he just not respecting the hierarchy, so we gonna have to do something to him. I'll re-upload that video. You know what I'm saying? But I just remember different times, you know, like when I went to Tulane, and unfortunately, you know, King Goonie and VC was cool when we was in Markley Lower, but then VC goes to Tulane. King Goonie is, you know, he's ruling Tulane with an iron fist, you know, and he trying to make VC with it, VC not with it. I'm trying to talk to King Goonie. I'm like, yo, listen, it don't even got to be that way. Blah, blah. And King Goonie's like, yo, listen, Juju, you my man, but I don't rock with VC like that. VC gonna have to be with it, and I'm feeling like I'm gonna be forced to choose a side. But as fate would have it, VC ends up getting moved to a whole nother house. You know what I'm saying? So I never had to choose a side, cause you know King Goonie was really like my mans too. And I was really trying to like keep the peace, you know, but they just wasn't rocking with each other like that, you know. But I just always had the most love for my brothers from Forest Projects, you know what I'm saying. I remember even another time when I got out the box and I ended up in Markley Upper with my Cody, Debonair, Smooth Killer, and I remember me and him as co-Ds, we just walking around pressing people in the house, new dudes coming in, and there's two dudes from Queens. We find out that they co-defendants, so we press one of them together. You know, he says he with it, you know, he gonna set it out. You know, by set it out, I mean, you know, he's offering himself up to be extorted, and he gonna give up commissaries down the third. And then we press the other one, and the other one was like, nah, y'all bugging, I ain't giving up nothing, which rightfully so, he had the right to say that, you know, I did respect his gangster. However, it don't matter. We say you're gonna be with it, you're gonna be with it, you know what I'm saying? But, and I remember he was acting like he was ready to pop on Deb, and I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Your time is coming. And I remember that dude ends up going in the bathroom to take a piss. I waited, I listened, make sure he finished pissing. I stepped up to him, tapped his shoulder. I'm like, so you say you're not with it? Me and you, let's get it right now. And I remember going into the bathroom, fighting the dude, beating the dude up. You know what I'm saying? But then he started like grabbing all my clothes and doing a whole bunch of extra stuff, trying to call out for the CO fake. And I remember another dude from Forest, I forgot his name. He had like a wild ass name that I can't remember, but it was a unique type of name. Dark skinned dude, right? But I had met him through Gizzy. And I remember he just happened to be coming into the bathroom. He immediately jumps in without me even asking him. So now at this point, we thrashing dude, you know what I'm saying? As the big bro Iron Sheik would say, we start mixing them, putting them in a blender, you feel me? So now he start calling, CO. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to blame me and the other dude who jumped him, saying that we jumped him. But I was like, nah, it was just me. I made sure my boy from Forest ain't getting in trouble, and I ended up going back to the box for that. After I just got out the box and been out the box for maybe like 2 weeks, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But overall, you know, I just had the strongest brotherhood and camaraderie with my boys from Forest Projects. So I just wanted to speak about the brotherhood between Courtlandt Ave and Forest Projects during my tenure on Rikers Island. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Peace.